I'm Michael Hand, I'm CEO and founder of Remix Group. One of the big motivations for me making the change into this space was what I used to do before. I really enjoyed, but it was very, very digital. Whereas what I do today, as you can see behind me, everything we create is very real and tangible, and there's just something magical that happens when you can physically see change and you can be a real driving force behind making some of those changes. Like even being sat on site now sometimes feels really surreal. I get that sense of both imposter syndrome, but also this real rush of adrenaline and excitement. And it sort of feels very natural as well at the same time. And then coming on site, I come on site probably at least once a week, and seeing the progress from a week-to-week basis just gives me such an amazing rush that I just absolutely love this space. I don't think the world needs another property developer or investor necessarily, but one of the things I also noticed, particularly when I had a bit more time on my hands during COVID and spent a lot of time at home or online looking at properties, was just how mediocre lots of developments and projects, particularly from a design perspective, were. And for me, that felt like a huge opportunity. I've really always valued not just design for design's sake, but functionality, how people can live and exist in a space. I remember when I was a kid, I used to argue with my dad quite a lot because I'd always want to move furniture around in my bedroom, and he always used to stop me doing it. So I used to spend more time with a pencil and paper just sketching out just my own bedroom, which is a pretty small space, and just how all the bits of furniture could, exist in that space but in a slightly different way. And it wasn't until recently that memory actually came back to me. And it kind of made me connect the dots between that sort of young boy in Manchester as a 6-7-year-old drawing his bedroom on a piece of paper, right through to today and what I'm doing, which 2.5 years ago I never envisaged would ever be something I'd be doing on a day-to-day basis. But I'm absolutely delighted that it is. The project we did in our own home was quite substantial. What was a sort of quite a small, modest 3-bed semi wasn't quite fit for purpose for our growing family, and so we were doing a complete job remodeling the entire house. I got really involved in every single stage of the project, actually, from working closely with the architect right through to all the small details and interior design. And you know what? I absolutely loved every stage. I loved the thrill of coming on site and seeing the changes and the work that had taken place. Having had the enormous privilege and experience of being able to remodel our own family home and see firsthand the impact that designing a space with the way that you want to live, first of all, can have on your family, how you spend time together and how you interact, was the transformative and sort of, for me, was the light bulb moment really of knowing that that was the direction of travel that I wanted Remix Group to follow and would be at the center of everything we do from a design perspective, and really the starting point for conversations and looking at how we evolve and develop properties so that other people could share that same experience that I'd seen and we had enjoyed as a family firsthand. 3 things somebody should know about me. I'd say number 1 is if I say something, I'm 100% focused on actually delivering and doing that. Number 2 is that I really care about long-term partnerships and working with like-minded people. Number 3, I'm always thinking about more creative, innovative ways of doing things. I'm never the sort of person who just settles for the status quo. I'm naturally curious, so I'm always asking why or how do we do that better. And so they're some of the things that really drive my thinking and are central to the way I've sort of set up Remix Group and what we'll always be about in the future as well. With Remix Group, I really want to ensure first and foremost that every single project or piece of work that we do is to the highest possible standard. That's really, really important to me. Design is at the center of what we're focused on and passionate about. And in terms of the bigger vision and where that takes us, for me it's more projects, bigger projects, and doing things that are genuinely meaningful to me, whether that's creating incredible family homes, whether that's smaller projects into bigger projects over time. Those core fundamental values are what's really, really important to me, what gets me excited and out of bed early every single morning. I'm really excited about what we can do with Remix Group and the potential of opportunity that the whole business, brand and everything that I've created opens up. Those core fundamentals around design, space, inspiring spaces to improve people's lives is intentionally kind of broad, because I want to leave a window of opportunity open for us to expand into different areas. At Remix Group right now, we've been focused on the higher end of the market in terms of residential dwellings, perfect for the modern family to enjoy life and thrive. But really the exciting thing about Remix Group and our philosophy is that we can actually take that in various directions, and actually I'm really excited about doing that with other types of ventures, expanding some of the existing partnerships that I have in place right now, and really working with like-minded people to go on that journey together over the next 10, 20, 30 years. Having left my corporate career and moved to a new industry, a big focus for me was educating myself professionally in property. I spent a year on a mastermind course, really going deep on a number of different property strategies, right through to development. And that continues today, learning from some of the most successful people in property in the UK today. I really believe that continued education in this space is absolutely fundamental, as property is one of the most dynamic spaces where things continue to change and evolve, and it's really important that as a business and as an individual, I stay ahead of that curve as much as possible. One of the things I've learned in the last 2 and a bit years of leading Remix Group has really been to, I think, let go of quite a few things, really trust other people and focus more on who can I partner with who's an expert in that space, rather than probably putting the pressure on myself to go and learn something brand new and feel like I've got to do everything. Because I think, you know, it's something that entrepreneurs, I think, suffer with a lot, which is you think that nobody else can do anything better than you, and I'm really guilty of that. But actually certainly over the last 12 months, I think one of the things that's really helped my own mental health and well-being and focus and success of the business has been actually focusing my energy on who else should I be working with to help me achieve this and get the best possible result. And it's been a massive game changer, and actually it's really increased my enjoyment of actually focusing on what I do, so I can, you know, play to my strengths and skill set. But I actually really enjoy having experts around me who I can bounce ideas off, who I can talk things through with, and it gives me a real renewed sense of sort of purpose and focus. And actually, and this is 100% been the case so far, it always ends up in a better result, which is ultimately the actual goal. So yeah, I'd say that would be the biggest thing I've learned in the last couple of years. So having run businesses in the past, even though it was in a different space, has really helped me with launching Remix Group. One of the key things is the ability to understand business and work with other people to focus on long-term partnerships, which has always been one of my key values. Number 2 would be the ability to think from an innovative perspective. My understanding of data and embracing technology has really helped me in this space. And number 3 would be just seeing property through the lens of marketing first, from a design and creative perspective. I think just gives me a slightly different take on this space. One of my favourite things about property is that the level of creativity you can apply to a space is really unlimited, and that is such an amazing thing in a world of AI and so many other things that are changing at such a rapid pace. The need for people to live in a space and the impact that can have on their life is huge. As an investor and developer, the ability to be able to look at a space, reimagine it, and then actually see it come to life is incredible. But more so than that for me is actually the genuine impact it can have on the person who is going to live there, their lives, how they live on a day-to-day basis, and how much the smallest design tweaks or the details that maybe some others might not see is really, really important to me, because we can massively impact the quality of that person's life or the family who lives in one of our spaces. And for me, that's actually a real privilege, and something that motivates me massively to ensure that we really think about these things in detail and we do the best possible job we can on every single project.